sure you lean into the mic to talk to it.
Okay.
Not lean back.
Lean forward, yeah. Okay.
Hello.
Good, how are you? How long have you been here? Like, when did you get here? Like, yeah. Like, in Iowa.
Oh,
Yeah.
late Wednesday night.
Okay.
Hello.
Not yet, man. Yeah, we're gonna do gymnastics on release. All right, ready? Everyone good? All right. All right, welcome everyone to the Big Ten Gymnastics press conference, pre-event press conference. My name is Corey. I'm excited to be the host and MC of the weekend, and I am starting today off with our session 2 student athletes so that we can release them as they head off to their practice session. So to get things started, I want to introduce to you guys who we have here today. Today we have from Michigan State, we have Gabby Stephen. From Iowa, we have Karina Munoz, and from the University of Michigan, we have Sierra Brooks. So thanks for being here today. Any media who is here on the Zoom link, if you guys have questions, we'd love for you guys to slide those into the chat. I am monitoring the chat as we go. I'll start with an introductory question. We have our student athletes today for 15 minutes. We will then transition to the evening session coaching staff, and then we will go to the morning session student athletes and the morning session coaches. From here, let's get started. Student athletes, we're so excited you're here. The championship is finally here. If you guys can each answer this question for me, what are you most excited about for this weekend? I know you guys have started to see what the arena feels like. It's a new arena for some of you. Michigan State, you competed a regular season meet here against the University of Iowa. Sierra, this is your first time in Extreme Arena.
Yeah.
If you guys can give us a little bit about what you're feeling as we head into the championship.
The whole team is obviously a little bit nervous going into the meet, but I think the biggest feeling is excitement because one of the biggest things we like to bring is a lot of energy into each meet. So just bringing that and filling the arena is going to be very fun for us.
Our team is extremely excited to be at home, and we're finally ready to put all the pieces together and bring out the energy and the fans and pull them all in.
Sierra?
I would agree. I think Michigan is super excited for this opportunity, and it's also the start of postseason, so I think it's always fun just going into postseason. We know that we're getting towards the end of season where everything matters, and we're just excited to put everything out there.
Amazing. So a question from Twitter came in, and I want to know from each of you as well, how will you use the Big Ten Championship as you prepare for postseason competition as you take from here into regionals and national championship in a couple weeks?
I think this is a very good way to prepare us for the rest of postseason and like practicing long traveling meets because obviously we left yesterday and we're going to be here through the rest of the weekend. So I think that's really good preparation for that. Otherwise, just being in corrals and being in that type of environment where we're not with our home crowds and all of those comforts that we usually have, I think is really good preparation for us.
For us, I feel we do have that home comfort since we're home, and just being able to see everyone all in the same arena at once and finally be able to be together in the corrals because that in preseason and all that, we're all separated. Now being together will help us succeed during postseason.
I think for Michigan, we just want to use this meet as a stepping stone. Like you guys said, like the postseason format is super important for us, but I think also we know that everything matters, so being really intentional with our gymnastics and also learning how to roll with the punches. Like not everything goes perfectly at every single meet, so just knowing when to, okay, that happened, and then move on. And we've done a really good job with that this whole season, and we want to be able to continue that for the rest of the season.
Awesome. Next question is, obviously you were all able to be on network broadcast this year, which is very exciting for our sport. What does it mean to you guys to have a platform as student athletes, as gymnasts in the NCAA, to be able to use your platform, be on network television, and be able to share your gifts and talents with so many people around the country with this access that we have through the broadcast and the Big Ten Network and other platforms you all have been on?
I think that it's really interesting to see how like the nation has responded to gymnastics, getting more excited about it and finding it as a sport more than outside of the Olympics and seeing what we do in college. So I think it's really exciting to have that energy, not only like at home, but knowing that people around the country are looking and seeing what we're doing and tuning in is really nice.
I would say it's such a surreal moment because I used to be that little girl, like looking up and just being able to be a part of everything and having little girls on Twitter or like their parents say like, oh, I love watching your gymnastics. It's something so special to me, and I know everyone else here. It's just like, wow, I'm helping the youth and hoping that they can, look up to me and everyone else in the NCAA because they want to do gymnastics as well.
Yeah, I second all of that. It's super cool. Also, just seeing how much the sport has grown in the past few years because of that increased exposure. So it's really interesting being a student athlete, like while this has happened and while everyone knows about gymnastics, they know the top teams and everything like that. So I think we just use the media to our advantage. It's really cool to have so many opinions and so many just fans just around the world and around the country. So we just love that, and we try to use that energy to our benefit.
Amazing. Gabby, tomorrow I had a little banter with your dad on Twitter in the last couple of weeks. When you all scored a 198, he said he would do a back tuck for you all. So tomorrow I will be having your dad down on the floor. Don't worry, you guys will be getting ready. So we'll have him down there, and we're going to do a challenge with all of the evening session. One parent from each of your teams, a little challenge on the floor. So was that embarrassing for you? How did that feel? Give us all your thoughts about your dad in green striped overalls doing a back tuck in the backyard, maybe.
Yes, that was our backyard, and that was not embarrassing at all. That was the funniest thing ever to me. I just loved looking back on Twitter. I kept going, and I was like, oh my gosh, guys, look, he's at 50,000 views. He has all these likes. Look at everyone's retweeting it, and it was hilarious. And I've seen him do a backflip a couple times before, so I was like, I'm just waiting. I know everyone, and I just loved it. It's still funny.
That's awesome. That's awesome. Karina, you've become known for your performance on balance beam and floor, especially. We saw a couple articles get written about you this year, this season. As you head into some meets where there's going to be a big stage and you get your home crowd, are you excited to perform in front of everyone? What does it feel like?
I was so excited, you have no idea. Just being the transition from club, just, going through the motions, but being on a platform and having fans and it being broadcasted, that is my specialty, and I will make sure to look into the camera and just pull everyone in their living room because that happened in Nebraska.
The Big Ten Network thanks you already. Yes, she'll find the camera. And Sierra, you've had some incredible accolades pop up about you recently. It's been really exciting for you. But one of my favorite things I've seen recently is your talent in graphic design.
Oh, yeah.
So I keep finding myself looking at Twitter, and I'm like, I wonder which of these Sierra did and which of these, your incredible support staff did. So where did this come from?
Yeah.
Is this a pastime? I know you're doing it on spring break.
Yeah, it's actually a funny story. I used to love the show Dance Moms, and I had a Dance Moms fan account, and I learned how to do edits on my phone, and then that died at some point. And then I started actually learning how to do it on Adobe Photoshop and stuff like that. So just a pastime. It's a really fun thing for me to do when I'm bored. So
all good things start with Dance Moms,
yeah.
I guess. Yeah. Okay, Gabby, a question came in for you in the chat. Emily from College Gym News wants to know, MSU has been through so much in recent weeks. How did you and your teammates rebound and capture to share the regular season title, and how are you bringing that energy into the postseason this weekend?
I think one of the biggest things after all we've been through is just we've already been focused on our huge community and family values as a team, and so bringing that back together and focusing on us and healing together was something that was really big for us, and then using that and driving it into energy. And one of the biggest things we said going to Nebraska at Big Fives was just go out there and have fun, and that's what we did. We had the most fun, and we had an amazing turnout with our meets. So bringing that through postseason and the rest of the meets is just being together and having fun. So that was helpful for us.
I must say, watching you guys walk in today, there was a joy about you that was very exciting to see. But I also definitely noticed your new shoes that you all have on. So I think those are hitting Twitter pretty well, just like your dad did. So. Does anyone in the room have any questions they want to ask to these three athletes before we excuse them for their practice session? Yeah, Dean from Big Ten Network.
Yeah, first of all three of you are fantastic. Great to see all of you. And all of your coaches say such great things about you. I'd like you all to talk about your coaches, if you could, please.
I think that we have one of the most amazing coaching staffs. They're so understanding about all the things that we're going through, and it's just really easy to tell that they care about us in all aspects and helping us in that. And one of the things that they do for us, help us remember to stay in the present and just fueling us in through all of our moments. As I said, we like to focus on energy, and they're the ones that help cultivate that for us. So I think it's a really special coaching staff, and we love them.
I would say I can go on and on about this one. That is honestly the main reason why I came here, because when I came, when I first was going through the recruiting process, it was all during COVID, and they all made sure to get to know me as a person because they knew I could do the gymnastics, but they wanted to make sure that I was doing okay. They would constantly call me on Zoom. They would make sure that I was comfortable, and when I came to campus, they fulfilled everything that they said they would. So that is something I'm extremely happy for them, that they're just good people and want to make sure that I can do well in the adulthood as well.
And then I would say Michigan obviously has phenomenal coaches, and I love the fact that we're able to train under individuals who have been in collegiate gymnastics for so long. They have so much experience, and I think the older you get, like I'm a senior, you get to learn how vital it is that you have that experience with you and that you're able to learn from them. So Bev is awesome. She's our rock. She keeps us grounded. She makes sure that everyone is on track and that everyone is being held accountable. Sherman is there. He also has just so much experience in that realm and is a phenomenal bars coach and just leader in general. And then we have Miley, who is our beam coach, and we love her, and she's really creative and makes practices fun. So we always talk about the three of them really work together so well, and I think you couldn't ask for a better combination of coaches.
Awesome. Final question for you athletes is Olivia Karras from the Big Ten Network.
And a massive fan of all three of yours. My question is, if there was one thing that you want to say right now to everyone out there watching gymnastics who's a fan of all three of you, your teams in Big Ten gymnastics, what is one thing you would tell them about this weekend and about the conference in general?
I can go. I think Big Ten Gymnastics is a conference that everyone needs to pay more attention to. We are a very competitive conference, and I don't think we get as much credit as we should. So I think everyone should tune in and watch this weekend because it's going to be a really good meet.
I can say you guys are in for a treat. I would say these teams are absolutely amazing. They're getting better as the weeks go on and on and on, and you need to make sure that you're tuning into Big Ten Gymnastics because we're on the rise.
Kind of just playing off of them, but I think that we all challenge each other in a special and unique way. So it's really cool that there's a lot of community within the Big Ten, but also a lot of competition, and we're rising that level for each other. So I think that's really cool.
Amazing. Student athletes, thank you so much for being here. You guys rock. Go ahead and go get ready for your practice session. Everyone on the chat, thank you. We're going to now head to our evening session head coaches, so we'll make the flip real quick.
Thank you.
And just a reminder to the media, go ahead and throw your questions in the chat. And I also have a couple from Twitter that we will continue to go forward with.
Does it matter where we?
Yeah, go ahead.
All right, let's get this going. So, up next, we have 3 of 4 head coaches from our evening session. Unfortunately, due to some travel challenges, Ohio State is not with us just yet. They will be here very shortly. On my left, I have head coach Larissa Libby from the University of Iowa, head coach Mike Rowe from Michigan State University, and then Bev Plotke from University of Michigan. To open today, I wanted to ask you guys what it feels like in the arena. I mean, it's so cool to finally be in postseason. What is it like to have your student athletes walking into the postseason, this amazing arena, seeing everything up on podium, and what are you most excited for this weekend?
Do you want me to go first?
Sure.
Well, first of all, I just want to say thank you to Iowa staff, Sarah Latinen in particular, who secured everything and got this arena looking the way it is. I think it's, like our kids were talking about, this is a superior conference. And I think the way that the arena looks out there does justice to what the teams are that are coming in here. It looks like a national championship. And for me, that's the experience that we've been going after for as long as I can remember, all of us being together, that everything that we've been doing in the Big Ten is to try and give us as many teams in postseason and as much experience as we can in big arenas like this. So, of course, I'm super excited that it's us, got it to go. Podium is hard to secure, and thanks to the city of Coralville for making this happen as well. I think it looks outstanding, and I watched all the teams come in, and so, you know, you just kind of expect a gym, and then to see all of those faces with the surprise, maybe the shock of it really does look like a national championship feel, and that's what we've been going after forever. And I'm excited for the girls. They deserve that, and it's been a long time coming. So,
I'd like to say, first of all, on top of what Larissa said, I think we're the only team that actually got to compete in this arena. Maybe didn't have the outcome that we anticipated at that time for whatever reason, but it had nothing to do with the facility itself. But coming in with not knowing what it was going to be like, we were very surprised. As we walked in the door today and saw the arena, it was like, wow, they've upped the game times 10. You know, in the coaches meeting this morning, just from start to finish, everything we've been through the whole process of getting prepared for this competition, it's been top notch. And I said that this morning. I mean, the coaches packets that we got, it was just everything was in there and organized, and you know, and we host next year, so it's something for us to really be challenged to do a little bit better. And that's what we, like she said also, we're up in our game. Gabby actually mentioned about us being a really tight community as far as the Big Ten Conference and what we're doing, and it is true. And our Zooms or meetings, whatever we do, we're all about, you know, all for one kind of thing. We're looking out for us because we have raised the bar, each one of us, and we're going after those other conferences that have been pretty dominant in the past. When you look at some of the rankings right now, you can see it's elevating and it's moving in that direction. So walking in and seeing this facility this morning was amazing, because it just kind of, you want to lose that first experience that we had here and go, this is a different arena. This is a different, they're like, oh, wow, this is huge. So looking to put on a good show tomorrow. And I think with this conference, you're going to see a really great show in both sessions. It's anybody's game. It really is. And to see where all teams have gone, there have been upsets all over. There have been ties. I think it's going to be really, really exciting, and people gotta watch. We are on the rise.
And we're just thrilled to be here, and I know that Larissa really wanted to host this last year and it didn't work out. So to be able to be here this year, things happen for a reason, and to be able to be here and to be able to be in this arena and the atmosphere that they've created and that their staff has put in such incredibly hard work to provide for our student athletes, we're just very grateful for everything that they've done. Iowa puts on an incredible championship. Our athletes are excited to be here, excited to be on the floor with these other incredible teams. I love the fact that our conference has continued to push and rise, and to see the things that these other programs have done this year just makes me, you know, happy and thrilled for the Big Ten. And, you know, as Mike said, we want to challenge some of these other conferences. We have 8 teams right now in the top 25. That's a pretty impressive statistic. We want to get multiple teams at the national championship, and this is the first step. And providing a championship atmosphere like Iowa has done here is the first step.
You all had record-breaking attendance in your home arenas, and collectively in the Big Ten. If you add up all home fans for the Big Ten home meets this year, it's over 115,000 people attended Big Ten meets. I'm going to say that in the same breath that I look at the three of you, and I look at Michigan State beat Michigan, Michigan beat Iowa at Big Fives, and Iowa beat Michigan State. What parity for our conference is, and what excitement that provides. Home fans, really great gymnastics, incredible people amongst the conference. That sounds like growth to me. What does it mean to you to lead programs that are on the rise and really a part of growing this overall sport of gymnastics?
I'll start with that one. Yeah. That's exactly the way it should be. Did we enjoy losing in Jennison Fieldhouse? No, we did not enjoy that, but that is great for the conference, and it was great for Michigan State. I think they had a record attendance at that meet, and so you know, every competition that we've been a part of, you learn something from it. There's a takeaway. There's a teaching moment. And so I feel like throughout our season, whether it's been a great meet with a great score that's exciting, or whether it's been a great meet that you didn't quite get the scoring that you hoped for, or whether it was a subpar meet that you walked out of and you had regrets and you took a loss, every single meet along the way, you take away something that's a teaching moment. And I think that's what a good conference does, is they push each other and they and they go back and forth a little bit. And I think that that's how our conference grows, and that's really exciting to me.
It's so many-fold. Okay, I guess what I'm saying is the experience that we've taken away from everything this year being the attendance factor. Our marketing has upped its game. Our sports information has upped its game. Our ticketing has upped its game. Everybody has kind of grown together. I think because last season was so big for us, we had a lot of growth last season, and we are trying to raise the bar in every department when it comes to that. And to see it start to come to fruition, it's more exciting. We grow on energy. We use that to even raise the bar higher. So I think, shout out to all of our departments that help get us there and help run more efficient meets. We have people this weekend, because we're hosting next season, that are going to steal ideas from Iowa and try to up the game again. So I think with that, we learn so much from each other. We watch each other. We try to be trendsetters. We try to up our social media, all of that. And I think that in itself is a good indicator of this conference going big places. We share ideas. We try to figure out what's better than other conferences. What we see them doing, how we can change. So it's competitive within itself, but I don't think there's any kind of animosity or anything like that, because we're competitive. That's what competition is. But we're going to share ideas to grow and be even better.
Gosh, I forget what the question was, because
Growth,
I'm
parity,
at that
sports.
point in my life, now.
You got it.
To be honest, this is a pretty cool crew for me to be around. For years, Bev has been the top of the Big Ten, and it's one thing to be like the top of the Big Ten. It's another to stay there, and then become a national champion, and then stay there. That is. I don't know other programs that have done that. So in gymnastics, she's my one to chase. You gotta always have somebody to chase. I also remember, no disrespect to us, when we were the bottom of the barrel, both of us, for a really long time, when we both got into this conference, and just fighting our way to have a voice and make a difference. And so what is it like? It's fantastic to sit back and watch what you help to grow, being a part of that growth. But also, women's gymnastics is pretty amazing right now. Social media, where people like you, Corey, are taking our sport, hype people. I mean, it's people like you and Olivia that are getting this out there. There are tons of people that want to watch gymnastics. They just don't know. And we're trying to recruit, and this type of thing makes such a massive difference to the overall growth of the Big Ten. But on top of that, isn't women's sports incredible right now? Right now, I mean, we're sitting in this room and we're influx of basketball fans everywhere, because our women's basketball team is the number 2 seed, and they're going to host the first 2 rounds of the national tournament. So Friday and Sunday, they're going to be going, which means on Saturday,
They are all coming
there
to
will be
women's
lots
gymnastics.
of basketball fans that want to come and watch us on Saturday from the morning to the evening. So women's gymnastics is on the rise, but women's sports in general, it's everywhere. Every Nike commercial, all of those things, it's unreal. So yes, to have the opportunity to coach the women that I coach, I'm very blessed with what I have. But I feel super great to have had maybe this part a little bit in the growth of the overall what's happening with women around the country. Because it's not great everywhere, but in sports, we have that platform, and we're doing everything that we can to push it.
Awesome. So last question for all of you comes from Emily Meinhardt from College Gym News. She has a question individually for each of you. So we'll start with Bev. She says, you mentioned on the radio this week that Georgia was your most complete performance, citing especially vault landings. How are you pushing your team to build on that this weekend?
Yeah, I mean, it's a great question. As the season progresses, right, you come out at the beginning and you just want to hit routines, and we were able to do that for the most part. But you just keep from week to week. I always talk about through the season, you're working on dotting the I's and crossing the T's. It's not good enough anymore to just hit a routine and get off the event. You have to hit every handstand. You have to be in great body lines with pointed toes. You have to, stick the dismounts. You have to perform your flow routines. There's all these things that we just work on getting better and better. And, people talk about where do you peak? We're at a point in our collegiate women's gymnastics where you better be really good from the beginning all the way through to the end, because if you're not ranked and you're not looked at.
I think they acknowledge the fact that because they're doing so well, that these are things that sometimes open up for you. They work like crazy. We have a great time in the gym. We try to transfer that out into the competitive arena, and I think we build mostly on, not other than details, refining their skills and stuff, which is every day, the intangibles that they bring to the program. And all of them are different in many ways, but we let them be themselves, and we want them to be proud of who they are when they're in the gym, when they're in the arena, and that actually makes it easier for them, even as freshmen, to have a voice and know that they can feel comfortable using their voice, and no matter what it is. So that, along with you can only control what you control. The uncontrollables are out there, and you have to reiterate that time and time again, because they sometimes don't separate that out. So when they realize that, it calms them down. We're going to have fun. We're going to work on the details. We're going to have some more fun. We're going to let go of any of the whoopsies or whatever, and you be you. And I think that really helps them feel a big part of that Spartan family that we talk about all the time. And I think you can see it through their actions. You don't have to talk about it, you just watch it.
Thank you guys so much. Good luck tomorrow night in the evening session. And you guys can go off to be with your teams for practice. I 4 minutes over.
All right.
We did 4 minutes over on you guys, but you guys are good. Thank you. We're going to go ahead and welcome our Session 1 student athletes to the table. And need to bring in 2 more chairs.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
It's kind of funny. I've got your stuff. What? Did you guys stay here? Yeah, you said go. I said okay. I didn't know we were going to. I've been sitting there. Sorry. Thank you.
I didn't know they were doing like the evening session girls first, which makes sense because they have to go. Did you think?
Yeah. No.
Oh my gosh,
These chairs.
I just left in the hallway.
Can we sort of leave all your stuff. Oops, sorry.
This one dropped on the floor behind
All right, media that's still on Zoom, go ahead and throw some questions in the chat for the student athletes I have behind me. We're going to introduce them in just a moment. We got one more microphone setup happening. And just a reminder, these student athletes just finished their practice session here at Extreme Arena in Coralville, Iowa. So this is their first time on the equipment this weekend, but we are, I think, ready to get started. So let me introduce everyone who is up here. From Penn State, we have Cassidy Rushlow. From Maryland, we have Emma Silberman. From Illinois, Mia Takakawa. From Nebraska, we have Emma Spence. From Rutgers, Hannah Joyner. And from Minnesota, Gianna Gerdes.
Close, Gerdes.
Gerdes.
Yes, that's my fault.
I'll nail it. I have it all weekend. That was the first try. Okay. So if anyone has any questions for the student athletes up here, go ahead and throw them in the chat. But I will introduce the first question, and you guys can all take a stab at it. You guys just got to experience the floor for the very first time, the Extreme Arena, your first postseason meet of the season. How are you feeling about things like equipment, but also just like what the feeling in the competition arena is, and maybe even speak for your teammates of what the vibe is as you guys finish your practice session? We're going to head to banquet tonight and into competition tomorrow morning. Cassidy, do you want to go first?
Yeah, I think that having practice today was a good opportunity for our team to get acclimated to the equipment. I think that we got a chance to get comfortable and kind of feel it out. And I know that the energy's there, and I'm really excited, and I think my team's starting to get really excited too.
Awesome. Emma?
Yeah, I mean, same with Cassidy. It was a great place to warm up. I think we had a great time with each other out there on the floor, and also I think that it was a great opportunity for us to feel each equipment. I know that the first turn was a little rocky, but then we were able to come around and really be ourselves on the rest of the warm-ups.
Awesome. Mia?
Yeah, I think today went really well for us. We have had the opportunity to compete on podium before this season, so it's something that we're comfortable with, but being able to have a practice day to get used to it is really nice. And just to be able to like feel out the arena, I think it's always nice to see what it's like, and to be able to cheer and hear, you know, how your voice is going to sound in the arena. Is it hard to cheer? Is it loud, or is your voice going to carry? So I think being able to feel it out with our team, we just feel really comfortable and excited about tomorrow.
Awesome. Emma?
Yeah, it's been really good being able to have the opportunity to go feel the equipment, get to know what the event feels like basically, has been good, and the energy and the vibes on the team are good, so we're looking forward to it tomorrow.
Anna?
Yeah, same with Mia said. We already had an opportunity to do podium this season, so yeah, just filling out the equipment and just having a good time with my teammates.
Awesome. Awesome.
I think my team and I have been really anticipating this moment, so it's really awesome to finally be here. We were super hyped in the locker room this morning, so we were getting ready for that. And getting to practice and get a feel for the equipment was really, really nice. And I think we're ready to go for this weekend, so I'm excited.
Very good. Very good. Okay, this is a question from Emily Minert from College Gym News in the chat. She would like to know from all of you, the whole group of teams has had breakout performances the past few weeks, breaking program records and setting season highs. How are all 6 teams bringing that energy into this weekend, and how does the competitiveness of the conference this year help drive that? So maybe take your guys' experience from this past season, what it means to be a part of the Big Ten. Sitting next to one another, you're going to compete against one another, but at the end of the day, we're a conference pushing some incredible gymnastics forward and bringing in some incredible performances, record crowds. What does it mean to you to be a part of the Big Ten, and what has this season been like for you?
Honestly, I think that this season has been great. I really have enjoyed getting a chance to compete against other teams in the Big Ten and just competing against such talented teams, and I think that allows our team to grow even more. And I think that what we learned this week, we've had some great opportunities and we've accomplished a lot of things, but I think that was more motivating in itself to keep going and keep pushing and making the corrections we need to be more successful.
Yeah, I mean, like Cassie said, I think the Big Ten is on the rise. We got to make sure that everyone's looking out for us. My team, I think this season we've built on the energy that we've created all season long, and I'm excited to show what we've been working for tomorrow. So, yeah.
Yeah, I think the Big Ten is definitely becoming more and more competitive as each season and as each meet goes on this season. I think like pretty much every school in this conference has like broken a record of some sort, which is like amazing to watch. And it's, you know, it's frustrating sometimes to be like, oh, like this school is getting this score, like this school is getting this score, like it's, or not frustrating, but it's, you know, it's just, you can feel the rise in the competition between each other. And like my team specifically, like we broke our beam and our floor program records this year, so being able to have that momentum and those pieces and that confidence come into this meet and to have hopefully all those pieces come together, I think it's really exciting.
Yeah, I agree. It's been really good to push ourselves and push each other within the team and the other teams as well, just because we're comparing ourselves also. So, yeah, it's just been good to motivate ourselves and just do better.
Yeah, it's definitely been an honor being a part of the Big Ten. I think all of the teams are kind of just feeding off of each other, so that's all why we're all breaking records. But I'm honestly just proud of everybody, regardless of I'm on their team or not. We're just, Big Ten's awesome.
Yeah, going off of that, Big Ten, we do big things, so I think we're showing that a lot this year. The culture is super strong in our conference, and I think that's because of the makeup of this conference. Each team is very individually unique and strong, and we all have such a great passion for the sport. I think that really shows through each competition, and it's always a good, fun time.
That's amazing. I have a question for you all. This year, I definitely took note to some of the incredible cause-related initiatives that many of your teams took in meet in your home arenas to use your platform for incredible things. Of note, some things in the Big Ten that happened this year were meets focused on mental health, eating disorders, sexual assault, raising money for Thon at Penn State, right? We have Title IX, Black Excellence, National Girls and Women's in Sports Day, All Cancers, Spartan Strong, Flip for Chip, inclusivity, respect, the list goes on and on. So I think just speak individually to what some of those initiatives mean to you guys to, yes, do gymnastics, score 10s, score great scores, compete against another team, something that, sport is competitive, while also you guys get the opportunity to inspire so many people around the country with the platform you have. So what did some of those cause-related initiatives really mean to you?
Yeah, I think at the end of the day, we all have fun doing gymnastics, and it's something that we all enjoy. But I think that what we're really interested in is to use our platform to help others and just have a voice. So at Penn State, we participated in raising money for Thon this year, and that was kind of our way of lending a hand. We also have done other things on the side, but I think that overall we just want to use our voice and use our platform to raise awareness to everything, and then do what we can just to help out.
Yeah, I mean, at Maryland, we definitely did a lot for all different causes, but our big meet this year, we did a pride meet, and it was a 5-team meet, and we all wore matching Leos, and in the front we had our school logo, and I think that just spoke about the unity of all the teams on the floor and how proud and together we are as a gymnastics community.
Yeah, so our team this year decided, I think it was in the fall or in the summer, that we wanted our whole season to be dedicated to mental health. It was something that was pretty personal to our team, and I think we did a lot throughout the year to plan and to execute that. So we did a lot of community service and reaching out to organizations who work with mental health within our community and on campus, and then implementing that into our meets and more of raising awareness and information about talking about mental health, because there is such a large stigma around it. So being able to reach out into our community and our campus and just start those conversations, because I think that's the hardest part. So that's been a cause that we've been working really hard on this year. We're really proud of how that came out throughout our season.
We did the pink meet. We had a mental health awareness, eating disorder awareness, and sexual assault awareness meet. We decided to do that because it's stuff that we've struggled with personally, or we know of people that have. So we thought it was very important to dedicate those meets for that. And just raise awareness about it, and so that the little girls watching know that it's okay to be struggling with that kind of stuff, and that you're able to overcome it and push through it, and that it doesn't have to define you. So I think that was really special for us, and it gave us a bigger purpose overall when we were competing.
So we've done a pink meet, Title IX, and Black Excellence meet, and all those meets kind of meant a lot to me because I like competing for something bigger than me usually. So it just means a lot, just looking at all these colleges, Big Ten colleges, doing awareness for everything. So yeah, it just means a lot.
Yeah, we also did a lot of our own awareness type meets, but we also engaged in a lot of other Big Ten awareness meets. So that was really a great opportunity. I think as athletes, we, as everyone else was saying, we have this platform and we have to recognize our role and the responsibilities that come with that, and really take advantage of spreading awareness and reaching those audiences and getting the word out, so that other people can raise awareness for these things too. I think it's really important. So.
That's our 15 minutes. It flies by. But thank you guys. I want to release you guys so that you guys can go probably get some food and prepare for the morning. It's an early one, but we're excited to watch you guys shine tomorrow night. Good luck to you all, and good luck in the morning session to all of your teams. Thank you guys for being here.
Thank you.
Yeah. Early bird gets the worm.
Stuck in wires with me.
And last but not least, let's welcome our morning session head coaches up to press row, if you will.
You can do whatever you want. Just don't make funny faces at us. You know.
All right, we'll pop through with the quick introductions. Up first, we have Brett Nelligan, head coach of the University of Maryland, Sarah Shire Brown from the Penn State University, Umi Salim Beasley from Rutgers University, Natalie Walsh from Illinois. We have Heather Brink from Nebraska, and Jenny Hansen from Minnesota. Thank you guys for being here. You all just got the opportunity to be in the arena for the very first time. I'll start this coaching panel with the same way that I started the evening session. Big Ten is on the rise, and one of those ways is the championship, being on podium in an awesome arena with some really amazing vibes surrounding the whole thing. So speak a little bit about your experience thus far at the championship and what it means to you to be a part of the Big Ten and the championship and going into the weekend.
Yeah, it's been great. The arena is incredible. Really great setup. Iowa's done a phenomenal job putting on this championship. And then throughout the season, I mean, you can see, like you asked, the rise of the Big Ten is nothing short of incredible. We have currently 8 teams in the top 25. At one point, 9 teams have made an appearance in the top 25. And we have 9 teams already locked into postseason berths. So Big Ten is on the rise, and I think we're just getting started. I mean, you're going to see incredible gymnastics tomorrow. And this is just the beginning for our conference.
Obviously, I completely agree. A huge thank you to the University of Iowa. They've been really great about making this championship feel special. It was brought to our attention that our seniors have never been to a Big Ten banquet. So this is incredible for us to be able to celebrate them and all that they've accomplished, and especially this group of athletes that has persevered through so much with COVID and just everything that we've all endured. So really, really happy to be here in Iowa, and they're doing an amazing job. I would push back a little bit on the Big Ten being on the rise because I think we've been here. I think the attention to the Big Ten is on the rise. I think the energy surrounding what we've been doing for decades is now here. And so I'm obviously extremely proud to represent Penn State in the Big Ten Conference, but I think we've been here, and now I think people are really taking note.
I first want to just thank all of our student athlete representatives that were here speaking earlier. You all did a fantastic job. Everything that you said really, I think, resonated with how much you love the Big Ten, you love your teams. So thank you for taking time to do that. I would say that being a part of the Big Ten is incredible. We are the largest gymnastics conference in the country, and we have teams that on any given day can come up, put up a big score. We have every team that's reached 196 and above this year, which is phenomenal. Just shows the strength of the conference, really from top to bottom, that at any point throughout the season that everyone can be competitive. And I think that we are always happy to see each other really breaking records and rising in the rankings. And from year to year, you just see the Big Ten Conference growing and really pushing those national rankings. It's great to be a part of.
I think the arena is phenomenal, that Iowa has done an incredible job having so much attention to detail, and that those details make those athletes feel valued and validated. And I totally want to piggyback on what Sarah said. We absolutely have already been at an elite level. I think the Big Ten has been underestimated. I'm excited for this weekend because I think every team is going to show up and be phenomenal, and what we're really going to do is send each other out into our regional championships where we're going to be head-to-head with everybody that's ranked everywhere else, and I think that our conference is going to show up, and it's going to be really exciting that we get to do it together now, but we get to send each other out to wherever we get assigned. And I think that at the end of the day, our athletes are valued, our coaches are friends, and this is the culture that we should be sharing as mentors to these athletes.
I want to thank Larissa and her staff. I also think they've done a really great job so far. A lot of hard work and planning going forward into this. It's not a one-man show, so I know a lot of hours were spent behind the scenes putting this on. We're excited, Nebraska, to be here and to be a part of this conference. And I would echo all of their statements. I mean, I think there's a lot of times where we've been the underdogs or underrated or counted to be out of something. And we're all competitors. We all want to show up. We all want to do what's, what our team and our athletes are capable of. But ultimately, it's about enjoying it. And I think you see that across our conferences, enjoying each other's company. The competition brings out the best in every one of us. And that's ultimately what makes our conference top notch, but also like superior as you continue to see our teams continue to rise.
So many wonderful things already said, so I'll just try to finish it up. Obviously, so thankful for the University of Iowa for hosting this competition and everybody involved in putting this together. We know it's going to be a great meet tomorrow all day long. I would just say, the parity amongst the Big Ten is incredible from top to bottom. So many wonderful teams, and I think we've been pushing each other the last few years. And what you're going to see here tomorrow night is just showcasing these amazing athletes and all the hard work that they put in up to this point, and what they'll continue to do afterwards. But I think it's going to be a really exciting competition. Both sessions are going to be tight. They're going to be awesome, and I can't wait for all of our fans to be able to enjoy it right along with us.
Awesome. One thing that I want to note is in the Big Ten this year, I totaled up all of the home attendances from every single team in the Big Ten, and there have been over 115,000 fans that have passed through Big Ten home arenas this year, and that is an incredible feat. That paired with the parity that you speak of with wins and losses and people beating people that maybe that's an upset or whatever it might be. One of the things that I think is really cool about, competing 6 teams in the morning and 4 in the evening is any one of you could be in the top 4, top 3, top team in the conference tomorrow night. I speak all of that under the umbrella of growth in our sport. Yes, it is not on the rise. We're here. And can you just speak to what you're doing to prepare your team for that competitive experience tomorrow, knowing that it's anyone's game? At the same time, give me a little bit about what it means to you to really feel that attendance amongst the conference and what we're doing together as head coaches, putting your heads together, sharing marketing ideas to just really create an amazing experience for onlookers of your team and the conference itself.
Yeah, gymnastics is in a great place right now. I mean, it's popular, and I think we went through that hard time during COVID, and it was difficult to compete with no fans. And I'm really proud that our community has responded and come back out. All of our arenas are filling up every weekend. And you talk about preparing for an event like this. I feel like we've prepared for it all season because we traveled to Ohio State and Nebraska, and they had incredible fan bases. The arenas were beautiful. I mean, we've been preparing for this everywhere we go because week in and week out when we see each other, it's a primetime event now. So every night on the road within our conference is a big-time, high-powered matchup. So we should be prepared for this, and that's what we talked with our team. And we've been preparing for this conference championship throughout the entire season.
I couldn't agree more. That was exactly the words that I was going to use. I think we have been preparing for this, and I think I've told my team for years that once you enter that Big Ten head-to-head competition schedule, it doesn't let up. I mean, every single week the hits keep coming and the teams keep getting stronger. I think it's important that we recognize and thank our universities for continuing to invest in gymnastics and recognizing the product that they have in front of them. Like Brett said, our arenas are filling week in and week out, and we're so grateful to have the opportunity to compete in front of those fan bases. I know I think our teams are even more grateful because they went through the period of time when they kind of had to create their own energy, and they do such a great job of that. But the reality is they do feed off the crowd, and they do feed off the energy in the arena, and they've been working for this for sometimes 15 plus years by the time they get here. So talk about something that's special. We all want to win. We all want to have a career high, but really that moment when you walk into the arena and it's full and you kind of take a look around, I think that's what I tell my team, in that moment, just really take a deep breath and take it all in and realize that you not only have earned this, but you built this. Like, they're here to see you. So congratulations and thank you for future generations.
So I want to say that collegiate gymnastics is an incredible product. Anybody watching college gymnastics on TV can see that, the excitement. Showcasing these remarkable women and what they can do athletically is something that people want to see. And I think that all of our marketing teams have done an incredible job of pushing that out to our communities and bringing people in, and they're experiencing it and they're getting hooked. And not only are they getting hooked at our university, they're traveling. They're going to places and saying, oh, well, Maryland's right down the road, Penn State's down the road. I'm going to travel and follow these teams. And it's been great to see people from one arena to the next arena that you're getting fans that are following what you're doing. So I think that shows a lot about collegiate gymnastics and what we've been doing to be able to create this product. As far as our team and being prepared for Big Tens and the excitement of competing at the championship level, we train for this every day. from the start of the season, we are mentally preparing our athletes for any scenario they're going to be able to face, whether it's podium, whether it's a dual meet, whether it's a ton of fans, whether it's not. They know whatever's going to come at them. It's soaking it all in, enjoying the moment, having fun and competing at your best, enjoying the process. And really having this practice day helps them really familiarize themselves with the arena, what it's going to look like, what it's going to sound like, so that they are prepared as possible. So really this is the icing on the cake. They're going out, they're going to enjoy this moment, and they're going to go out and do some amazing gymnastics.
I'm going to ask you a follow-up question there. Because of the head coaches sitting up here, you had the greatest attendance at your meet this season with almost 5,000 fans. What were some of the things that you did, whether it was the support staff on campus or your passion of just continuing to bring people and energy into your stadium to really build that? It's amazing.
So our marketing team does a really good job of brainstorming ideas of what do you think we can do that are going to bring people in. That meet where we had the record attendance was the meet with Michigan, which Michigan, of course, former national champions, are going to want to come in. They're going to draw a crowd. We had Fisk University as well, which is the first HBCU gymnastics program. It had a huge following this year. We themed that along with a book reveal that an author reached out to us and said, hey, I'm writing this book about influential Black gymnasts in the collegiate gymnastics setting. And I was a mention in the book along with Corrine Tarver, who is at Fisk, as well as some other gymnasts that happened to be pretty close to where we were in New Jersey, and invited everyone. And then we invited former NCAA champions. We invited Wendy Hilliard, who's very vocal within the rhythmic gymnastics community as well as in the New York gymnastics community, and they brought busloads of people. So it was really just reaching out to people that we knew were going to really draw towards the theme and the cause of the meet, and they pushed it out. My sorority sent out an entire memo to all the sorority chapters in the state of New Jersey, so that helped as well. We try to tap into who we know and who we can connect to be able to draw people in.
Very good. Congratulations on that. It's
you.
very cool. Natalie, how about you?
I just keep sitting here thinking about how grateful I am that the seniors, for all of us, get to have I want to say normal experience as their final experience, but it's almost like extraordinary because they went through the shutdown. They went through the year where we had no fans. They went through the year where there's restrictions and still fear and masks and just people being uncertain on whether or not were we still going to get shut down, were we not. And then for them to get to come in this year and have fans and have people and kids and like elderly people coming out, and there's like, it's almost like gymnastics in the winter had an opportunity to break some more isolation off of just the communities. And so having our fans come and having like going to all the different competitions and being supported has been incredible. And then on like the personal side for Illinois, to prepare them, I think honestly it's not about the gymnastics, it's about connecting. It's like connecting these women to know each other's stories and to understand where they came from and what kind of upbringing did you have, what was that like for you. Because when we watch our teammates or we watch our student athletes and you know their story, you watch them with a different lens. You don't see them as just, hey, you know, you're doing gymnastics next to me and we are mandated to do this assignment. You're watching thinking, oh my gosh, not only did you just overcome that injury 3 weeks ago, but you also overcame all of that in your life and you're still here. Wow, you're impressive. And so for us, preparing for this meet and preparing for the rest of it has just so much more been focused on human contact and connection. And out of that, I think the greatest things are birthed. And what I think will be birthed is connections between them that will cause them to be in each other's weddings. And there's just like so much more to gymnastics. But I think that this year has been phenomenal for that. And I've seen a lot of other coaches do a lot of the same thing. And I just feel like really privileged to be around this group because all of them are really incredible mentors. And they really want to make sure that their experiences are incredible because we all know that gymnastics didn't always treat them well. So as long as their final hurrah is from all of us that gymnastics treats them well, we treat them well, I feel like that's a win.
I mean, you can totally sense all of our passion about gymnastics and the growth and all of the things that, you know, we as coaches bring to the table, but our conference. And Natalie talked about, you know, the connection. I think that that's evident in what we're all trying to accomplish, and that is their growth of the popularity of our sport, our attendances. How can we continue to make this a student-athlete experience? And to me, when you speak about having attendance records and all of those things, I think how special that is for the student-athletes, because she's right. It's not always what score you get or what routine, what that routine was. I remind our athletes all the time, stop, close your eyes, remember that sound, remember that smell, remember that feeling of being in that environment. And to me, that's what this growth is about in our sport. I hope it continues, not just in our conference. I hope it continues across the United States. To be quite honest with you, we had the first HBCU added. We've got a second one coming on. I think that's unbelievable, and I think it continues to provide opportunities for young girls who have bigger dreams of gymnastics and continuing in the sport. As far as preparation for our team, I think like they said, we've been doing this all season, head-to-head, dual meets. I think give you that format of one person going at a time. Comes down to the last routines. There were several meets for us that came down to those last few moments. I think as we've kind of continued to escalate and build, it's about staying in our bubble. I love when my athletes are loose and fun and they're dancing and they're in that environment and they're kind of in the right headspace to be able to bring their best to the table. I hope we show our best tomorrow, and I think every day we've just tried to get 1% better. That's been our message, 1% better every day.
Like I said, so many great things here already said. But we're so thankful for the fans that have been showing up. I think that means so much to us, and I know it does. It creates an experience for our student athletes that is hard to forget. I mean, they're always going to remember that crowd on their feet before they've even finished their last tumbling pass. And it's just so thankful to see that support all around and seeing it all over the country. And I know it's something our student athletes will always remember. But it's exciting to see it everywhere now. I think that's the really fun part, is everybody's catching on and realizing what an incredible sport we have, what incredible young women we have, and excited to see it continue to grow, because I think we're kind of in the middle. I think they've seen what we can do, but we have so much more that we can keep doing. So very excited about that. Additionally, just being prepared coming into this competition. As everyone mentioned, we've been preparing all season long. Ideally, you come into this meet and you do what you've been doing all year long. You want to make sure that we're staying confident in what we're doing, believing in what you're doing, trusting what we're doing at this point, and we can just go in and just do one routine. Come into a meet, that's all you got to do, one routine. So much easier than a practice, right? So that's the hope, that they can do that, but just also feed off the energy of the team and be in your bubble. Be in your bubble. It's just you out there, and so we're excited for that. But like I said, everything has kind of prepared us up to this point.
Very good. Well, thank you guys so much. I kept you over about 4 minutes, but thank you for being here. Thank you to all the media for asking your questions, and good luck tomorrow morning, 11 a.m. We have an amazing start time. We're going to have the energy up in there. I know student athletes go to bed early tonight. You can do it. But with that, we are concluding our Big Ten press conference. Thank you guys all for being here, and thank you guys for everything amazing this season that you guys have accomplished and continue to do. Thank you.